Welcome to Story Glimpse, the second show from the House of Story Medics. I'm Weston Kincade, horror and mystery author, and this...
Marcus V. Calvert, militant storyteller.
And we're here to tell you a story. Begin.
Now, the most annoying thing is when someone does a movie that has the same title as your story, Get Out. So I had to redo it. So I call this one Leave My Home. I should have known better. Even in the midst of a housing collapse, the large colonial was priced way too cheap. In spite of my overeager realtor's assurances, I did my own homework. No, the place wasn't built over a toxic waste site, nor was it a meth lab. Checked that one twice. The only black spot I could see in the history of 425 Daliver Way was that a gruesome murder took place here in 2008. Some she-wacko went ballistic during a Christmas party. During a drunken bout of carols, she grabbed a shotgun and started blasting. 2 dead and 3 wounded later, she was killed on her front lawn by a pair of local cops. Her motives were unknown. She was on CNN for a day or two, only to be replaced by so many other tragedies. If I was superstitious and not a clinical psychopath, I might have cared. Alas, I liked the brick and vine look. Her ghost didn't bother me until after I took on the mortgage and moved my stuff in. Come to think of it, I didn't even know the place was haunted until mid-December. I was trimming the beard when she wrote, "Leave my home," in blood on my bathroom mirror. Annoyed, I wiped it off with a towel and finished the trim. Then I got dressed, flew off to Tampa Bay, and put 6 people in the ground for a cartel client of mine. When I came home, I found my expensive living room furniture covered in blood and brain matter. It took me a few days to carefully dispose of it all. Then I ordered some cheaper stuff from a local furniture place. This still didn't bother me. In fact, I was relieved that a haunted house wouldn't need an alarm system now, would it? Then, 3 days later, her ghost appeared. I was eating some waffles and eggs when she walked out of my fridge with her shotgun. Pale as a corpse, she wore a blood-splattered white dress with mistletoe earrings. The ghost screeched at me to leave her home. I calmly sprinkled some pepper on my eggs. Then I told her that if she didn't get that gun out of my face, I'd burn the house down to the foundations with her in it. Then I told her to fetch me some cinnamon and grab the paper. Ghost looked me in the eye and blinked first. Then she slammed the shotgun on the table and did as she was told. I was thinking, like, what would happen? You see all those haunted house movies, right? You know,
Oh yeah,
idiots moving to a haunted house.
You've steered into my vein here, so.
And you don't have the good common sense to just get out. But what if you're just not scared? What if you're just a little bit out there? And I just made it a quick battle of wills. Just had to get it out of my system. Sometimes a story stays with you. When it happens, just write it out. And if you want to write it short and like flash fiction-y, I recommend you do it in the first person. Can skimp on the details and just get it done. But that one was fun.
That was good.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
What was your inspiration?
Just the logistics of dealing with a ghost without calling in outside help. How would you persuade a ghost to leave you alone? Maybe even do things your way. So yes, I watered down the ghost because, I mean, if this was Poltergeist, he'd be screwed. If this was Exorcist, he'd be really screwed. But she was a little bit on the lower end, and he was very, very, very uncaring. Like, he needed fear for Christmas as a gift. He just doesn't have it yet. And this is a guy who's like, hey, ghost is cheaper than alarm. I mean, he is about as crazy as she is in different ways. Apples
yeah, I
and
can
oranges.
see that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I enjoyed it. What would you say is your favorite part of it? The part that sticks with you?
I like the threat. The threat took time.
Refresh my memory. The threat was...
He's sitting down. He has breakfast. She comes out with a shotgun, tells him to leave out.
Oh, right, that part. Okay.
And, get that shotgun out of my face, or I'm going to burn this house down with you in it. What's the worst thing you can do to a ghost in a haunted house? I would imagine is torching the thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing that they're kind of tied to, right? So, at least traditionally speaking...
Now, what could be funny is, in a future story, things get so bad he tortures the house, or someone tortures the house, and she ends up haunting him and then becomes his partner. Or it could become a romantic comedy.
And actually, if he burns it down, maybe that's how ghosts become connected to objects, because there's some, they say, that move around with the object that they're haunting. So like not the house. And I that's more of a recent development, but just over the last 10 or 15 years, I guess. But maybe, at least so far as I've heard, it probably existed before then. But
what if there's a haunted shotgun in an evidence locker and someone steals it and starts shooting and she gets yanked from the house into the shotgun? And every time...
Yeah. I was thinking like house burns down, the rocking chair survived. So she's tied to that or whatever. But, something like that. But yeah, it could be easily, a shotgun somehow, depending on the connection. I don't know. It's your story, but
I like to go different. There's a formula for telling any type of story. I like to laugh at that formula and try to go, okay, how do I go beyond that?
Yeah.
And a hitman in a haunted house who doesn't budge.
Yeah, it was good. And you did just enough with the ghost. It was just enough to answer any questions, keep the story flowing without inundating the reader, with too much detail, which, guilty, I do it a lot.
It's almost ready.
That's what editing and revision's for.
Yeah, but it's like 422 words. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Incredibly short.
I like them that way sometimes. Sometimes. You really shouldn't put them in finished works, though. Your fans will be mad at you, but let's say you're at an open mic and you want to show off your skills. People are doing flash fiction, poetry, something like that. Boom. It's in the same vein. Get it done in 3 to 5 minutes. Walk away.
Very cool.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Now, I am curious, though. What are your comments for Marcus's story? I mean, is there anything you would change, or what are some of the highlights that you loved? Let us know. All of these stories are in production, basically. We are working on them. We just finished them. We don't exactly know where they're going to wind up. That comes later. We have to refine them. And your input could be a great help.
And the nice thing here is you get to see works in progress from two writers who've been around and around and around the ring. Boy.
And two writers who have very different perspectives on things.
Very true.
So tune in for more. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe and click the bell to learn about new releases.
Thank you for joining us. There will be more episodes and more stories. Take care.
Have a good day.